today's Tech Spotlight, we delve into the fascinating realm of human-computer interaction and its profound impact on humanity. In a world increasingly driven by technology, the synergy between humans and computers has taken center stage. Human-computer interactions, or HCI, is revolutionizing the way we interact with digital systems, and the benefits for humanity are far-reaching. HCI focuses on creating seamless, intuitive interfaces between people and computers, from touchscreens devices to voice assistants and virtual reality. These interfaces are becoming more natural and responsive, bridging the gap between humans and the digital world. HCI empowers users to effortlessly navigate complex tasks, boosting personal and professional growth. Such as now students can engage in virtual classrooms, patients can consult doctors remotely, and loved ones can connect across borders, all made possible through user-friendly interfaces. The focus on HCI is fostering emotional resonance between users and computers, transforming sterile interactions into meaningful experiences. The ability to interpret emotions adds depth to the digital relationship with the help of AI. In this era of rapid technological evolution, the emphasis on human-computer interaction isn't just about interfaces. It's about building bridges that enrich lives. From accessibility and cognitive enhancement to emotional connections, HCI is a driving force propelling humanity towards a brighter digital future. In today's show, we invited Bob Marberry, UX/UI architect designer. With him, we discussed how HCI researchers observe the ways humans interact with computers and design technology, and how does AI allow humans to interact with computers in a novel way. And how do humans and intelligent computer can work together, and how a future harmonious partnership can look like. Today in our studio, we've got Bob Marberry. He is a UX/UI architect designer. In my opinion, he's a complete researcher because he's going to exactly tell us when we think how our future can look like. For an example, how we want our phone to look like, how big it should be, how heavy it can be, and how it's going to interact with us humans. So that's what Bob Marberry works on. Am I correct, Bob?
You're correct. You give me too much credit, but
Thank
yes,
you
you are
so
correct.
much for joining me in my show.
It's great to be
My
here.
first question, which I sent you the questionnaire because I must admit over here, I'm an extreme nouveau. I have no idea. My only interaction with computer is through social media because we live in this kind of an age. So what exactly is a human-computer interaction in your opinion?
Well, to make it simple, it's technology that's built for humans. That's it. Whenever you have to create a new product, what you want to do is think about, first of all, what does business need this machine or computer device to do? And then you have to think about the other end, the people that will be using it. Is it easy for them to understand? Like, for instance, self-checkout. Is it in a grocery store?
Yes.
Is it easy? Do you feel intimidated by the machine, or do you feel comfortable walking up, putting your information in, scanning your device, and then checking out? All those steps are very well thought out to make sure that as people, that we're not intimidated. It's easy for us to understand because we don't want to be embarrassed, right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be the person in line waiting
who's not trying to scan through and all that.
Exactly.
And yes, like Amazon, they and at Whole Foods, I heard like they have come up with this new technology. You don't need to pay over there. Whatever you pick, it will be scanned automatically, and you can just go home, pick it up, and go home.
Oh, listen, Amazon is amazing. As far as human interaction goes, as far as UX goes, user experience, the checkout is 3 clicks. You return something, and it happens in just a matter of seconds. Your credit card is already done. all those things create these positive responses for us as users and allow us to want to go back and use those products over and over again. And that's the whole idea behind UX, is making things so simple that you will keep using it.
But there is because you mentioned like there is a part of human intimidation.
Sure.
Because I get intimidated. My parents probably get intimidated as well by looking at these iPhones and Samsungs and all these television screens. So how does we work through that?
Oh, well, what happens is in the very beginning, when you begin to design some technology, it doesn't really matter what. It could be an app, it could be a device, it could be a new handheld controller for a game console. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. What you want to understand is, first of all, what does business need this device to do? Mm-hmm. Does it need to be able to have connect and give a faster interface with the machine? Is it too heavy? Is it too light? What is it that users do not enjoy about using this particular product? And then how can we make it better? How can we make it easier? And so the whole idea is to, in the very beginning, when you begin to design, is test and really understand what the user's wants, needs, and expectations are. And then once you have a clear grasp on really what you're trying to solve and what you're trying to create, you then go back and check with business and make sure that business is aligned with what the consumer wants. And then you have an alignment, and then you begin to develop and test.
Okay, so you said like we should be mentally ready, like what does it need to do with the human beings? Coming towards AI, the recent issue with AI technologies, as human like us, we are extremely intimidated by it. For an example, I would give you an example like in Los Angeles, there are strikes going on from SAG-AFTRA and all the Writers Guild Award and all those, because they are just, everybody is intimidated because of all the artificial intelligence writing all the scripts and working on the shows and the movies and everything in our life. So how does we overcome that barrier, and how can we control our intimidation level, our own human insecurity?
Well, that's kind of a two-sided question. First of all, I'm hardly an expert on AI, but I can tell you that I do know that there's a lot of concerns now because we've had the technology for a while. It's just now getting a lot of attention, and a lot of advancements have been made recently. Yeah. So yeah, it is intimidating. It's also an amazing way to be able to create something that begins to think for itself within, as long as you're feeding it the right algorithms or the right recipe. And it can take that information and go out and find it and bring it back to you. Now, on the other end, as far as being intimidated by the technology, what you have to do is make it simple and easy for people to understand and use. And that's really where you have really great products and you have products that are not so great. The products that are great are those that have gone out and really tested it with users and watched how they interact with it. And not only are you watching for their feedback, but you're watching with their hands, their facial expressions, what they do and don't do, because no one wants to tell you, I don't like what you have here. So, but what they will do is you will find I'll call them pain points, where they're not quite sure to push or what to do next, or blockers where they're confused and have no idea and they give up and they're frustrated and they go to something else.
So we were talking about the privacy factor over here. Like people feel like their privacy has been invaded by all these machines, because there is always something, a machine or a robot or however we want to say it, it's there in the background, because you've spoken about the algorithm. It does chases us around. If we are going online with the interface and shopping, so we will see the same products in our cars, even on the radio, on the television, on the phones. Isn't this intimidating?
Well, to a certain extent, I think you're exactly right. Again, you're a little bit out of my area of expertise, but that is why privacy issues and network security has become such demand in the past few years. And finding ways to be able to protect that data and protect that information, that's a real issue, not only for individuals, but for companies, for everyone, and finding ways to make sure that they put in systems that will have sometimes 3 or 4 firewall protecting agencies in the background that will take the data and, if you will, put it through a vacuum so that it comes apart to a certain extent and comes out like a VPN, like a virtual private network.
Okay, so it makes me feel like then the world will be basically controlled by those people who understand all those things. Then people like me who has no idea what I'm doing, I'm redundant.
Oh, I don't think that's true at all. I don't
so
think
I mean, how does we place everybody on the social scale?
No, I understand what you're saying. You gotta remember, it's a machine, and it does what you tell it to do. And that's the whole idea behind it.
So that's how you're saying it works?
Yeah, that's how it works. And that the computer is meant to work for you. And that what you put into it, what you tell it to do, it can then do.
Okay. So my next question would be, what is the difference between HCI and UX?
Well, HCI is kind of thinking about the entire product. When you talk about UX, you're talking about a particular experience. Let me give you a quick example. If we were, again, the game console, I'd be concerned about the weight, the way it fits into your hand, the shape, all those things, right? Is it connected wirelessly? How does all this work, right?
Yeah.
Now, as a user, let's say you were buying a pair of shoes online and you were at Amazon. Let's just use them for example. Well, you could shop by color. You could shop by size, you could shop by brand. You could even go by the latest models, the latest shoes that have come out. There are a number of ways to search for this information, right? So the whole idea for UX is to make that process of the minute you go to that screen and you select shoes, and then it gives you all of these options, that experience is very quick and very easy to accomplish that task.
Time saving, basically. So everything is all about like how we can save time, how we can make system more efficient. And like you said, like we have to, it's the machine. It'll only do what we will tell them to do.
Exactly.
So basically, so we are the leaders over here. So let me take a very short break. We are going on a very short break. After the break, we are going to talk more to Bob about how human interaction can be made better and how it's going to make our lifestyles better. Stay tuned.
The Made to Move sales event at Big Star Cadillac is all about the savings. Enjoy 1.9% APR financing on all 2023 and 2024 Cadillac CT4 and CT5 sedans and all 2023 and 2024 XT4, XT5, and XT6 crossovers. Lower your payment with 1.9% APR limited term financing at Houston's Cadillac to your door dealer, Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Shop smarter when you shop at Big Star. Shop BigStarCadillac.com.
Hey! Okay.
If you love me enough to tolerate my perfect little pets and all their glorious dander, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat. Hey, Bobo. Do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back. Bob, before going on the break, I want to ask you this question. Like, we how the virtual reality consoles are going to look like in future. For example, how are we going to make the human interaction with them better? For example, I would give you, like, we see all those Star Trek movies and we see like it just does this and there comes a screen and you can keep scrolling and pinching it and it's like in front of me. And in front of individuals if the movie shows we watch. So do you see it happening real soon?
Oh, very much so. If it hasn't happened already.
Oh.
The thing about it is, I think part of the thing that's holding back VR, and I'm hardly an expert, but I think it's just the equipment right now that we need, and they're trying to find ways, they're looking for ways
Yeah, Meta
to
is
make it
working
easier.
on it. Yeah, those
right.
consoles are there. Sony
Right.
is doing it as well. But we still need an equipment to go with it.
Oh.
How about if it becomes like, if it just, they are even talking about like they might have chips in us and we just have to press that chip and it's right in front of us.
Oh, someone was telling me about a chip that I think it was Elon Musk or whatever was going to be able to connect into
Yes,
your brain.
that's what he
That would
proposed.
give you
Exactly, Elon
data
Musk.
immediately.
Yes,
absolutely.
exactly.
Oh, listen, eventually, I think that the most valuable piece of real estate on an airplane is going to be the space right directly in front of you, so that with your lenses or whatever you're using, you create your screen as big as you want to watch your movies.
So they're working on a technology already?
I have no idea. I am literally just telling you from my imagination what I see happening. Being able to have a screen that's in front of you, to be able to do a full selection and see your computer and work on it like you would.
Like ChatGPT has already got that lens in place because they have those lenses and those glasses. Like it exactly tells you what to say to the other person they're interacting with.
Yes, exactly.
So I mean, like virtual reality is moving pretty fast, actually.
Oh, very, very fast. And actually, it's going to make it's going to change everything, the way we work. Probably even, you've heard of virtual vacations. I mean, literally a virtual vacation.
Yeah, but it's virtual. It's nothing real.
For education, think about this. What a great way to teach history. What a great way to teach science, especially when you're trying to teach an 8th grader about molecules and how things come together, that they can actually see it in 3D and how this actually all comes together.
So there was a concept of time capsules and there was a concept of you're going to travel on time. I still remember being super flabbergasted with Back to the Future movie, and it was so futuristic for us in the 80s. And now we are futuristic ourselves. And then, I don't know, so you think we will be traveling on time as well and we can go back in time as well anytime soon?
I think if they come up a vehicle to put us in for go back and forth in time, probably
you think it does look happening?
Oh, I think you got, yes.
So then being intimidated by all the technology is real because...
Yeah, and you know what? You just take what works for you. Do you know what I mean? I mean, the whole idea about technology really should be, it's just to make your experience, whatever that may be, whatever you're trying to do, whether it's go to work, shop, whatever it is that you're doing, to make that experience
I still
easier.
cannot come to terms with online shopping.
I understand.
I mean, I still am one of those people like who likes to see the physical thing,
Sure.
you know?
You know, they're working on technology now where with your refrigerator will read the barcodes of the items that's in there, let you know when its due date will be expire. It will notify your phone. It will compare that with your shopping list, activate that, and ask you, do you want to keep this on the list? And create automatically. You push send, it'll go to the grocery. They will fill the order for you and deliver it to you. That's where we're headed.
We are creating human redundancy over here because we are just completely forgetting, like people used to have relationships in their life because they used to have partners and parents and siblings and family members who used to tell them, like our moms used to tell us, make sure you remember to eat your lunch.
Right.
And now the phone can tell us
That's right.
So this is a redundancy factor.
Oh, sure. I mean, if you think about it, you have the Smithsonian in the palm of your hand. You can look up anything you want anywhere in the world by just using your telephone. The answers to everything. I mean, in a way, when you start thinking about it, the phone that you have right now, of course, is 10
That's my
times
best
more,
friend.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need to talk to people because I'm always looking in my phone.
It's all there. Everything's there. It connects you to everything
So
worldwide.
then don't you agree this is scary? Because we are moving far away from people. We are moving far away from reality.
Oh, you make a very, very good point. And that the thing about it is that you can become so wrapped up in the technology that you get lost in it. And, I was listening, you make a really good point. I was listening to a lady on the radio today. It was on NPR, I believe. Mm-hmm. And she was talking about how on her friends on Facebook, that she started writing them handwritten letters, mm-hmm. and how those relationships changed completely from just those quick comments.
Nowadays, people fight with each other for not sending them a love sign.
Yes.
There is no fashion of calling people. You just wish everybody a birthday on a phone, right. And you just push a button of happy birthday, and that's about it. There is no need to call them, let alone driving all the way, going and spending time with them. And COVID made us realize that.
Oh, it's changed us completely as a society, I think, the way that we do things. And in terms of even the way we interact with each other. We say things to each other digitally that we would never say to someone's face.
Exactly, because that makes us the warrior behind a keyboard, because
right.
we can just spew out all the negativity, and that has divided the society so much that we are facing it politically.
Yes, it's all very, very true. I couldn't agree with you more. And that's something that has to be addressed. I don't know how you do that. It's certainly for people a lot smarter than me.
But smart people like you have created the technology, and now they don't know how to deal with the social issues. So then people like us who has to figure this part out, hey, we have a problem at our hand. How can we find a solution to this?
Exactly. No, you're exactly right. And I think what we have to do, though, is find a way to address some of those issues. And I don't know how you do that without, you don't want to create, at least in my opinion, a digital police force that governs what goes in and out and what can be said and what can't. And how do you do that and what the rules are and everything else. But we do need something to create filters that maybe makes us a little nicer to each other.
For an example, I would give you this. In the gaming console world, just recently a YouTuber, and he's announced on Twitch in New York, like he's going to give some Sony free gaming consoles. Mm-hmm. And thousands of people and youngsters, they happen to just come up on the Union Square in Manhattan, in NYC. So, I mean, that's what the point comes on online policing, because without realizing, like, you're going to create a hazard for a city, and there will be a problem for a city. So, I mean, there has to be some checks and balances. I mean, Facebook is doing it on social media, and the interfaces are also doing it, because on the computer interface, it did ask you what is your age, why are you going on this website, and there are parental guidances as well. But still, we are just going round and round. I feel like there are no solutions in place. But like you said, these are the machines. We can ask them what to do.
We're still learning. Yeah, and we have a lot to learn, and we have a long way to go, in my opinion, when it comes to how we interact with technology. Now, as far as making, what I really specialize in is making it more usable and easier for humans, I think we're doing a better job. But I think that for some of the issues you were bringing up, we have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, because the question is it beneficial for the humanity? Because my next question was how's the design and the use of computer technology related? Number one is that. And the second part of this question is how the focus on the interfaces between people and computers help the humanity.
Well, first of all, I'll speak to that from a developer standpoint. What you're doing is trying to then understand what the expectations are when I go to this particular website or I download this app or whatever. Is it going to give me theater tickets? Am I going to buy theater tickets? Am I going to buy software. What am I going to be doing? And the whole idea about doing that is testing it so that it's very, very easy, that we can do it in 2 or 3 clicks. Now, from that standpoint. Now, from the other side of your point of view on that, I don't know that. I don't really know the answer to that. There's everything changes so fast in terms of technology. What's here today is going to be different 6 months from now.
Exactly,
And
because it's changing so fast.
Right. And that I think what we're trying to do as humans, a lot of us are just trying to catch up.
So we are just playing catch up, basically. So what do you think? Okay, in few lines, just tell me, this is my last question. Like,
Sure.
How does the computer and human relationship looks like in the future? Like, how will it be harmonious, or there will be no harmony? Because
Well, I'm hoping for harmonious, okay? I'm going for that.
Yeah.
And I'm going for the fact that it is a device that is able to make your life easier, make things simpler, and to give you more leisure time to do things that you would like to do that maybe you don't have time for now.
so we can just have we should expect a better relationship.
Oh yeah, with the smart homes and everything else and stuff that's
Yes,
coming
it does
out.
feel good,
Right.
because it does feel great, because if I'm not at home and I can start my air conditioner in this Texas heat
That's
from my
right.
phone, and it is great if I can start my oven from her phone, because it's when I'm home, it's all set and all ready. But there are movies in which we feel like these robots and these human robotic interactions becomes rogue as well. So I mean,
Right.
are we prepared for that?
I have no idea. I hope we are. There's a lot of debate out there about AI and how it's going to take us into the future
Yeah.
and the whole bit.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk, Bill Gates, all of them have commented on this and where we're going. So, we'll see. I know that that with what they're doing in Japan right now with robotics is amazing.
Yes.
And they're using it to help with the elderly, and
Yes.
and I know they're doing some wonderful things where they have these robotic pets
Yes.
that have that are helping
and
those
bringing
doing all
their
these
anxiety
wonderful
at
things.
the
Yes.
lesser levels.
Yeah, like 10 minutes, I think, of petting your dog or your cat
or a cat,
or whatever.
it's just a machine
Yes.
with a tail.
That's right. We'll lower
but it's
your
not
stress.
human.
That's right.
It's not human. It's not there for us.
Yeah.
But we are living in a virtual world.
But our brain connects to that as doing that. We react to it physically.
Yeah, I know, but it sounds scary still. Thank you so much, Bob, for
It was a
joining me
pleasure.
today at my show. And we still couldn't find some solutions, but it's still scary.
No, it's fun.
Thank you for watching my show. And this was an interesting discussion, because we were talking about how future interaction with AI and all the different technologies, computer technologies, would look like, and how our relationship with them would look like. We are hoping for something harmonious, obviously, because we don't want to know something going rogue on us. But it does certainly feel good, like when we go home and everything is settled and done and the lights are on, it does make us feel better. Thank you for watching. This is me, Sofia Jamal, with Truth Be Told.